So, good morning. There's a wonderful shlok to be recited in the morning, right? Even before you get out of bed. Karagre vasate Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamule sthita Gauri, Mangalam Karadarshanam. So it basically says that at the front of your hands resides Lakshmi. In the middle of the hand resides Saraswati. At the base of the hand or the wrist is Gauri, which is Shakti, and it is auspicious to see your hands. And there's another version also which says Karamule sthita Brahma, but I like Gauri version better, and I think it'll become clear when we see that, because it is Lakshmi, Saraswati, and then Gauri, all the three goddesses. So this shlok is to be recited in the morning, and when you get up, just sit in the bed. Don't rush out of the bed. You don't even have to open your eyes. Just sit with your eyes closed. And slowly, when you come out of your sleep and you're getting aware of the surroundings, you say this shlok with eyes still closed and open them by the fourth one, Mangalam Karadarshanam. So you look at your hands and you see your hands and you smile. After this, still don't rush out. There is one more shlok, beautiful one, that asks forgiveness from Mother Earth, because now you have to get out of the bed and touch and with your feet, Mother Earth. And in India, we don't consider it good to touch something with our feet. But if we don't, then we can't even do anything in the whole day. So it is something that we have to do, and we ask for forgiveness from the Mother Earth. Samudra Vasane Devi Parvatastana Mandite Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padasparsham Kshamasva Me. So this exercise, and then you get out slowly. So this exercise is wonderful. This practice, not exercise, this practice is wonderful, and it helps you stabilize your blood pressure. So if you have been lying flat for 6 to 8 hours, and you suddenly get up and rush out like a lot of people do, oh, I'm getting late, and they'll rush out and go to the bathroom and get ready for the thing. The pressure can drop in the brain, and this is one of the important factors in strokes that happen in the morning hours, people rushing out of the bed. So both these shloks, if you say them slowly, it'll take about a minute or minute and a half, and it's sufficient to stabilize your blood pressure in the brain. So there are many beliefs, and some of them we might not know the reason, and some of them we might. I'm not saying that this shlok was created because keeping in mind of the blood pressure and all, but this is a wonderful side effect. Even if you don't know, you will have this benefit of not getting any issues because of rushing out of the bed. Now in Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma, the central idea is that the creator entered the creation. Very important to remember that. So the entire creation is filled with the creator. It's not separate. So it's not like creator is there and the creation is here. And, so that is the reason why any aspect of the creation of the nature is also a valid way of reaching the divine. That's why you see all the trees and plants and animals and things are also worshipped, including non-living things. Rivers are worshipped, mountains are worshipped, everything is worshipped, because the creator has entered the creation and everything is divine, right? So that is why we'll say that there is a divine in everything, in all life forms. One of the name of the divine is also called Antarayami, that which moves within the space that is there in us. So the shine of the diamond, the stickiness of the gecko's feet, the long snapping tongue of a frog, or the 7 tons a day feeding frenzy of an orca, they're all the same divine shining. And what about the trinity of the creator, sustainer, and the transformer? So how do we interpret them in a tangible way? I mean, we can say Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, but what do I do in reality? How do I interpret that? So there are 3 phases to anything. One, it is created, then it is sustained, and then it is destroyed. To look at it in another way, something comes into existence, then it remains in existence, and then it goes out of existence. The destruction that we call is just a transformation, because there is no true destruction, right? So if you cut a tree and make a table, it's not destruction. The tree has been transformed into a table. When the table is destroyed or burnt and all, it is actually transformed, right? So creation needs knowledge. And hence the creator Brahma's concept is Saraswati, the divinity of knowledge. Sustenance needs resources. Hence the sustainer Vishnu's concept is Lakshmi, the divinity of wealth and resources and prosperity. And transformation needs energy. Hence the transformer Shiva, his concept is Shakti or Parvati, or Gauri, whatever, same names of the same Devi. So now let us look at the shlok from that perspective. Lakshmi is on the front of our hands, that is the fingers and thumb. Why? Because all that we do to make resources, to create or earn them, maybe nowadays we type in a blog and make livelihood like that, or make a space shuttle or plow the fields, whatever the act might be, we do it because of the opposable thumbs. We have these thumbs that has been the greatest reason for our progress, because we can hold things in our hands and make tools, right? Imagine if we didn't have the fingers and opposable thumbs, could any progress be possible? You can see the pigs and the lions, they are still as they were, right? And the Saraswati on our palm. So the palm is like an open book where destiny writes, our destiny is written on our palms. But we saw that, destiny is secondary to our efforts. So maybe, they didn't find any place for Saraswati. So there it is, the biggest open field. But there is Saraswati in the middle of the hand, the palm. And Parvati or Shakti or Gauri is in the wrist. Now the wrist, the power to use the hands comes from the wrist. Where lies the Shakti? So you need the power to move the fingers and close the hand and everything. Also, just like Shiva is Mahadeva, Parvati being Shakti is the most important. Mahadev means the greatest of the Deva. So he is the most important one. Similarly, Parvati is the Shakti. So being Shakti, she is the most important one. She powers the other two, the Saraswati and Lakshmi. Imagine if we didn't have any energy to do something or think something up. Sometimes we are so tired, we'll say, oh, I'm so exhausted, I can do nothing, I cannot think of anything. So we have the body and the mind, but we don't have the energy. So nothing works out. The divine manifestation is divided into three categories. The Karta or the creator, Bharta or the sustainer, and Harta or the transformer. And all of these are powered by the three goddesses. And all of these three powers are right there in your hand. So when you get up in the morning, don't whine, but rise and shine.